This is FYI on YourTV. I've got my good friend Marilyn Thomas back with me from Brockville-Smiths, and we're going to talk a little bit, not so much about food this time, but summer fun and keeping it safe. What did you bring with you today?
Well, Kathy, I was thinking it's not always about what you take in, although it really is too. So I thought, let's talk about sunscreen, because it is getting to be that time of year where we have to watch. And I think when you plan to go to the beach in the morning or even outside, you have to be aware in this weather what you need to do to be safe and comfortable. So the first thing to do is sunscreen. A lot of people don't realize you have to put it on 30 minutes before you go outside, and for an adult wearing shorts and t-shirts, you need an actual full ounce to be able to go ahead and put on. So I mean, I'm notorious for just taking a little bit and rubbing it on, I'm good to go, right? No, and it needs to be reapplied every 2 hours unless you're swimming, and that's every 45 minutes to an hour. And that's even if it is one that's made for swimming, sunscreen for swimming, you still have to reapply every 45 minutes. So put your sunscreen on, then you pack up your beach bag or your bag for work or whatever instead. You want to take it with you, reapply every 2 hours, or like I say, 45 minutes to an hour if you're swimming or sweating, really hard playing sports. A hat, of course, always a good option, and sunglasses. You want to protect your head and your eyes. Lots of times I think we forget, especially the ladies, with product in her hair, it actually makes it more susceptible to sunburn.
Oh, absolutely. And then the next day you go to brush your hair.
Pain.
Oh, yes, you've sunburnt your
Exactly.
head, yes.
It is not good. So you want to make sure you have a hat, your sunglasses. You would want to go ahead and put probably a different sunscreen on your face as opposed to the one you put on your body, the same as your lips. They're very, very sensitive areas, not only for the sunscreen, so you want to make sure it's one for your face and your lips. An SPF of 10, 20, 30. I think a lot of people assume it gives you longer in the sun. No, it gives you more exposure per time, but you still have to reapply the same thing as the package directions every couple of hours. So, I mean, somebody like you or I, it'd probably be an SPF of 30 or 40, but really with the way the sun is nowadays, I'm not so sure anybody should go less than that.
Absolutely. I mean, we're into June right now, but it's cold outside. You can still get a sunburn.
Absolutely. I got sunburnt the other day wearing like a fleece-lined jacket watching a football game, and it was, it wasn't raining, but it was promising to, and I still ended up being sunburnt because I didn't put the sunscreen on before I left.
That's right.
So it's always something to think about. Once you're out there, though, you've got to remember, okay, now you're outside, your body's good and safe, you've covered it, you're good to go. Now nourishment, and by nourishment I mean hydration, really. It is so key in hot weather to make sure you stay properly hydrated. And I know the big thing is all the fancy like iced coffees and the different sports drinks, things like that, but you want to keep in mind that the salt or the sugar that's in those and the caffeine is actually a diuretic. So you're losing the water you're actually trying to put into your body.
That would be cola drinks as well.
Exactly, that's just it. So they might be cold, but they still aren't thirst quenching like water. It really, water's your best friend. So stick with the water. If you're concerned about your electrolytes and your potassium levels, go with coconut water because it has naturally occurring electrolytes and potassium in it, so it helps bring them back or maintain them without all the sugar. Now, you can add your own sugar, but I suggest you do it in the way of frozen fruit or pieces of fruit. You're actually keeping your water cold, you're adding a little flavor, a little natural sugar.
That's what you did right here.
That's what I did, and that's really just strawberries, cucumber slices, and a couple of mint leaves, and just leave it in the fridge overnight. It's so refreshing. You don't think you're just drinking water. It really feels like a nice treat instead, and it's kind of pretty looking too.
It is.
So
this is it.
Yeah,
and you can make a big picture of it too.
Absolutely, this is it, and just go ahead and fill up your water. It's your supper time drink, or take it with you to the beach instead. And like I say, the frozen fruit will keep it nice and cold, or you could blitz that frozen fruit and make it into a slushie instead of getting the fancy slushie, shall we say, the frozen sugar water. Of course, I'm always suggesting using a reusable water bottle. You don't want to see a bunch of plastic bottles being thrown in out at the beach.
That's a whole different show.
That's right, exactly. And you know what? There's bottles out there that if you have to, you forget your reusable bottle at home, buy a glass bottle, and then you can go ahead and reuse it another time instead. Then, of course, you can always eat your fruit or your water as well. So fruit is 80 to 90% water. So why not eat your water if you're really that bored with drinking it? Instead, try taking it that way. Last but not least would be your bug spray, because after your wonderful day at the beach, you don't need those little bugs coming after you and getting you. Just be mindful. Bug spray also can cause you to burn a little more. So be mindful of the ingredients on your product. Try to get a natural bug spray. Just because, I mean, with kids, you don't want them to ingest anything that their hands and mouth, and of course, they're eating their fruit. Yes. So be mindful of that, and it also can cause a little bit more burning. So again, be careful in the sun when you put bug spray on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's have fun out this summertime and stay safe and enjoy it at the end of the day and don't end up going to the doctor or the hospital visit for a sunburn or too many bug bites and that sort of thing. Thank you very much, as always, Marilyn, for bringing all this. And we have an audience with us today from St. Marguerite Bourgeois School, and you brought snacks for them today too, some healthy snacks.
That's
so we
right.
appreciate that.
Fresh fruit and fresh cookies.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.